Okay, so this is the suturing of a basic perineal tear. I've got all my supplies, I've got a sterile field set up, and I'm going to start with injecting the lidocaine. So I'm going to do a fanning method. I'm going to go along the perineum to start. Aspirate to make sure there's no blood. We're good. And then I inject. And inject. As I pull out, not quite all the way, and go back in at a deeper angle, and then inject a little more until I can go down the floor of the perineum. Okay, and then I do the same on the other side. Aspirate, no blood, inject, being careful to not touch the inner part of the plunger, and then along the perineum. Okay. And then this goes in my sharps, and while that is taking effect, I'm going to get my suture set up. Okay, so with this tear, I'm going to do an anchor stitch and then running mattress or basting stitch until I get to the hymenal ring. I will then change planes and do some deep continuous stitches down the perineal plane, and then do subcuticular stitches up to the introitus, and transition back to the vaginal plane and tie off. So, okay, here we go. So this is my anchor stitch, about a centimeter above the apex. Okay. And I'm going to pull this until I have just a tail so I can do my knot. I'm going to protect that needle there and use my other tissue, or my other needle holders, to do the stitches, or do the knot, excuse me. Okay. So I'm going to do 4 throws because this is synthetic. 2. 3. And 4. I'm going to push that knot over to the side there and start my running stitch, running mattress or stitch. So every stitch is going to be about a centimeter apart. I'm going to try to take equal bites on each side of the laceration. And just pull it tight enough where it draws the tissue together. Not too tight. And again, about another centimeter. We've got another stitch here. Try and take equal bites on each side. Snug that up. Okay, and one more before we transition to the vaginal floor, or the perineal plane, excuse me, perineal plane. Stop wiggling. Okay, that stitch was a little big, but it will be okay. The vaginal tissues are forgiving. Okay, that's more like it. Okay, now we're going to transition to the vaginal, or the, excuse me, I keep saying that, into the perineal plane. Looks like probably going to do 2 sutures, 2 deep sutures before doing the subcuticular. All right, so here's one. Actually, I'm going to change to my smaller needle holders. Okay, there we go. Okay. There's one. That lines up nicely. We'll do one more. Okay. Those were our deep stitches. Okay, and now I'm going to do some subcuticulars. Oh, it always takes me a minute to get my needle on the right way. Okay, so I'm going to just, oops. I've got it. All right, now get to the apex of that tear. Okay, there we go. Now we should be able to do those subcuticulars. One. Oops. Line that up. Smallest of bites. Another little bite here. Okay. And then with this one, we are going to transition back up to the vaginal plane. Okay, I'm gonna go across here and then up behind the hymen. Okay. All right, and then we will make one last stitch so that we can tie off. So I am going to go back in on the same side here. Taking an equal sized bite from the other side. Okay, I'm going to trim this needle off and drop it into the sharps, and then I can tie off. And we're gonna go one. This is really short. 2. 3. And 4. And then I will snip them to they're about 1 centimeter long, and the inside one, and there it is, all together.